Hello everybody, how are you all doing? My name is DOE and yes, we are playing Once Human on the Steam Deck on a SteamOS in 2025. Yes, you heard me right. Once Human on the Steam Deck on a SteamOS in 2025. Now, for those of you out there who owns a Steam Deck and you wanted to play Once Human, I'm pretty much sure that you already know that this game is not working that good on the Steam Deck. So apparently that is very true still. However, there was this guy who released some sort of a launch options to make the game at least a little playable. Probably 25 to 30% of the game's content. So now why am I doing this? Because apparently I also wanted to make a video for you guys to see how the performance of Once Human is today on the Steam Deck on a SteamOS in 2025 with that launch option. So anyway, here we go. So this is an uncut version and I'm not going to edit anything in the video except for my voice, of course. This is a pre-recorded voice because apparently, again, I can't do a voice or a commentary playthrough of a game that is online because apparently I'm using my phone as my mic, and in order for me to get online or to get signal online, I need to put my phone outside. With my phone outside, I won't have any mic, and that means I won't be able to talk to you guys. So yeah, so pretty much, so this is how it is. So for now, you're seeing it looks good and it looks and it really works fine. However, that is nothing more but a tease. Apparently, when you have the launch options and when you open the game actually plays smooth a little. That is a little in that certain area. However, once you move away from that area, there's like some sort of an area here that is preloaded. However, when you move away, it will start loading the other area, and that would be the time that it will start to lag. Also, if there are also a lot of enemies on the screen, like moving, it will also lag. So that's that. Now, why am I also showing you this? Because apparently, again, it is still quite playable at some point. However, if you really wanted to do a lot in this game, you might need to play this game with the help of either your Windows desktop or another PC handheld with a Windows OS, or you could use your mobile. So I'll discuss that to you later. So for now, all I can say is that the only thing that is really like somewhat playable here will be the silos and the monoliths. So for this one, I already tried a few silos, and not really most of them, at the very least. Oh, look at that. Do you see that, guys? So it is starting to lag. If there are just so many assets already that is showing, it will start to lag as well. By the way, this is also, the graphics on this one are all set to low with FSR on performance mode. I really didn't put it on ultra performance because there really isn't much of a difference. Okay, so as you can see, it is really lagging so much. So right now, I'm just preparing myself to venture into one of the silos just to show you guys how it really works. So for now, as you can see, again, The game was working perfectly fine earlier, but now each and every time I open a new menu, I open the inventory, it lags like hell, and it really is not such a good experience, and it's really actually a bit somewhat frustrating. But the thing is, this is probably one of the best shooter games that I played, or at least open world shooter games that I played. And mind you guys, I am not even a fan of survival games. I'm not a fan of managing your thirst, your hunger, the weather. As you can see, I'm in Red Sands? I think I'm in Red Sands. The reason that I am there, so let's just go to Theta first. Let's teleport to that teleport portal, because apparently I haven't touched this game for about a year, and if I'm not mistaken, last year you need to pay energy links to teleport to a teleport tower, but now it's free, and you cannot teleport. Actually, you won't be able to teleport to a silo unless you finish it. Oh no, what I meant is you cannot literally teleport to a silo, but now you can. However, you need to finish it first. So for now, let's just move forward. Oh god. As you can see, it's still I think I kinda lagged there at that part. So as you can see, again, it is a bit smooth, because when it loads, it kinda loads a certain part of the game. However, you can't go too far, because the more asset it starts to load, the more it lags. And as you can see there, the frames are dropping already so fast. So let's just go here in the Theta silo. God, guys, you won't believe what I'm doing here. In order for me to get here, I had to play the mobile version, and what I do there, I just go from tower to tower, activating towers until I get to this point. I actually also tried some of the monoliths. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, friggity hell. Yeah, I remember. It kinda lagged there. It didn't allow me to glide. And as you can see, there we go. I think it's 2 frames per second. And I'm being generous about that too. Oh, friggity lord. And by the way, if you're gonna play silos, if you're like the type that goes gunna blazing or the melee type, forget it. Because the more enemies that gang up on you, the harder or the laggier the game becomes. If you want to play this, you have to go tactical. And when I say tactical, it means you need to pick your enemies from afar, and you need to make sure that your enemies doesn't catch wind of you, because if they started seeing you and they start hunting you down, the game starts to lag. I'm not so sure, maybe because of the enemy AI or on how it behaves. I think that's how it is. So I'm just saying. Okay, let's just get rid of these. Alrighty. And now, as you can see, it's still running a bit smoothly, and it runs smoothly when the enemies don't know that you're there. However, the moment that they catch wind of you, as you can see, it starts to lag. It's like that once the enemy's movements or patterns started to do different things, it starts to lag. So that's the thing. So you need to be very, very stealthy on this one. You need to avoid being seen at all costs if you wanted to avoid lag. Okay. So as you can see, it's still lagging. Oh god. Do you see the torture that I have to do here? Okay. Stab that one. However, the thing is, again, I just love this game so much that I am willing to put up with whatever, with the downsides of the game. I'm just really looking for that awesome shooting game that is really like, I don't know, I just like the theme of this game. I even love the lore of this game. The lore of this game is really very interesting because every character is so mysterious, from V to Lo, even Mary. So that's that. So as you can see, it's still lagging. You see that? Oh god. I really had no choice there but to use the sword. Alrighty. However, in this kind of thing, when the lag is like too much to handle, there's actually something that you can do. However, it's a bit annoying because you need to log out and log into the game again. So let's go ahead and do that. So as you can see, we're logging into the game again. And you need to do this fast, by the way. You can't just log off and then stop doing it and then just log into the game again later. You can't do that, because if you do that, the game is gonna kick you out of the dungeon, and when the game does that, you will need to go back into the dungeon, and when that happens, the game would lag again at some certain point. So you need to log off and then log back into the game for this one. And then let's check it out. Oh god. You really have to do this, guys, if you really wanted like at least a seamless or at least somewhat smooth experience in the game modes that they have offered. If you're going to play open world on this one, forget it. If you wanted to play if you want to play this game just for the benefit of playing it, then again, the only places that you can do this is the monolith and the silo. So let's see now. Okay, so as you can see, it seemed a bit smoother again. However, we can't say that truly if we don't encounter any enemies. So now let's go ahead and try interrupting their dinner there. Bombs away! Alright. Oh fuck. I forgot. Yeah. Snipe that one. There. As you can see, even though they found out about me, the game is still running a bit smoother, even when they're near. You notice that? So that's what you need to do if you wanted to, if you're unable to handle the lag anymore in the game, you will need to log off and log into the game immediately. Don't log off and then log in later, because again, it will kick you out of the dungeon. You have to do it fast. Oh god, I forgot there was another one there. Oh god. Oh boy. I don't know. Even if I play this dungeons like over and over, it's not that I don't get tired about it. It's still fun at some point, but the thing is, if you're only playing like 25% or 30% of a game's full content, then you will definitely burn out immediately here. For now, I'm really just trying to abate the hunger or that nostalgia of mine that I really wanted to play Once Human. So that's pretty much it. So let's see here. Okay. You see this pod over here, guys? You need to destroy that immediately. Because if you don't, it will summon enemies over and over. So, and if that happens, you know what will happen. It will lag. But right now that we did the log off, log in, it didn't lag as much. So it's still good. I was really I was really being careful of that one. Because apparently, what I also like about this game is that even though you are even if though that you got the best gear already and the best and upgraded equipment, the enemy is still hard. I mean, you really can't get let your guard down, or else it will really punish you. So I really play this one tactical always. As you can see. Alright, I just wanted to make sure I don't hit that. Oh god, I did. I forgot, I'm sorry. Holy shit, okay. Alright, as you can see, there are two more egg sacs over there. So if they manage to catch wind of you, they will summon enemies and it may cause lag at some point. So again, go tactical. Don't let them see you. Something like that. And by the way, guys, when I did this, I was very, very underleveled. I was like, I think level 32 when I entered this dungeon. And I was like really going full Metal Gear on this game. Like I was very, very stealthy. And I think the first time that I finished this, it was like over an hour. Well, not really over an hour, but probably almost an hour. Something like that. 58 minutes or 59, something like that. So as you can see, there's still no lag. So thanks to that log off, log in. Now guys, if you you might be thinking that maybe you could just go back to the main menu and then log back in. Sometimes it works, but most of the time it doesn't. So that's why if you really wanted to remove the lag, you will have to go back to the to the big picture mode or the main menu mode on Steam and then relaunch the game. That's how you need to do it. So let's do this pocket space here, because apparently when I don't do the log off, log in in here, this boss kinda lags. But for me it was tolerable, but I'm pretty much sure for most of the players of you out there, you won't be able to. The thing, I'm really a masochist when it comes to the games that I like. I'm really willing to put up with some lag, but the thing is, again, it's just gonna burn you out at some point. But right now, I am really craving for that Once Human gameplay, because I really love it. I love how they did the armor system here, where it's just on tiers. Okay, let's get this one. God. If I'm not mistaken, I'm level 35 in here. So the enemies are still 10 levels higher than me. I am really crazy, I know guys, I know. I mean, what's new anyways? There we go. And then grab Mr. Teddy here, or Dr. Teddy. In the initial release of this game, in the Manibus when it was just Manibus Novice, it actually gives the Black Cat Deviant, but now it's Dr. Teddy, so I'm not so sure what happened. So maybe they are just changing it as well, but that's the thing, it happened. Oh god, I just love the action in this game. I love the stealth. There was even a part in the open world where there's a Rosetta base that I always like go where I loot, because when I go to that base, the gameplay shifts like it's from Metal Gear, because I played the game so stealthily in there. It was very fun. I was picking off the enemies at afar. I will run away because if I get overwhelmed there, I'm really toast. Okay. And yes, for this one, I am using a Black Panther, because the Black Panther is like the strongest or the strongest raw damaging sniper that there is. Especially if only if you charge, by the way, that is. So that's why I'm using it. I am making sure that every shot that I do would kill the enemy. Alright. And there is also a strategy on this enemy that I'm going to tell you later on how to fight. Because if you're going to fight this head on, you got to have the best equipment already, or the max upgraded equipment. And you should have like a max upgraded weapon as well, because it's really hard. Or I'm not so sure. Maybe it's just because of my level. Again, I think I'm level 35 here. But I remember when I was doing this, I was level 32. So, yeah. Again, I'm crazy, guys. There's nothing new about that. And also, the scope that I'm using is not really the best scope as well. Apparently, I'm only using this scope because in low resolution, the other scopes doesn't show the red dot. So I had to use like a lower version of the scope. Okay, so we're going to the boss here. Now, in order to defeat this boss, you will need a double jump, because you can't fight this boss head on. It's going to lag because because the boss is gonna summon monsters, and it's like going to lag because you're gonna run around, assets loading, assets, something like that. So yeah. So if you're a low level like me and you wanted to survive this, one way of surviving this is you need to have a double jump, either by item or food buff. Okay, there, and then we need to go back there, see? And then we're going to pick him off here. And you need to make sure that you also have a lot of bullets, because we won't be able to nail down all of its weak spots for us to deliver maximum damage. Alright. So we need to be careful around his projectile attacks. And we also need to be careful around those Nashers that uses a range attack as well. So this is how I'm going to beat this. Now, there is actually a second way to defeat this if by any chance that you don't have the double jump item or a double jump a food buff. You can actually, or well, not you can actually, but you will need to get defeated in this boss fight if you want to do this trick. Apparently, if you get defeated in this boss fight and then you respawn, the boss will remain active in the area. It means you could still pick them off. It means you can pick them off in this hole without getting that much damage or not getting any damage at all. So that's that. However, if by some accident that if you do that trick and you still die in your next respawn, that boss will no longer be in that area. So what you need to do is to go down there, summon the boss, try your best to defeat it, or at least just get yourself to be defeated, just so that you can do that same technique or that same glitch. So apparently it's been a year already and they still haven't fixed that. Kinda proves that why probably they haven't fixed the Steam Deck yet, or they haven't optimized it for the Steam Deck or SteamOS yet, or maybe they really don't have plans anymore, similar to Tower of Fantasy. I actually checked the internet about Tower of Fantasy, about the Steam Deck, and they said that they have no plans of optimizing their game to the Steam Deck. I mean, okay, at least I don't have to, like, you know, what's this? I don't have to, like, hope that they will do something. But for Once Human, they really didn't. There's no indication of them saying that they're no longer supporting the SteamOS. So I'm not so sure what is happening. But the thing is, it's been a year already, and still they haven't fixed the issue with the Steam Deck. Now, you know what? I will not be like this actually. I will not be well, not really ranting, but I'm not going to call this out if the game upon release didn't work on the Steam Deck. But the thing is, when this game was released, it was working perfectly. I mean, you can tell that exactly in my Leia Labs playthrough. There were tons of enemies coming from here and there, a lot of effects from me and from my party members, but still no lag. So that's the thing. It was still smooth, it was still playable, and it was still fun. So I think after the update from November or October, I think that's when the time that the Steam Deck started not working, or the Once Human started not working on the Steam Deck. At first it was working with the Proton 7 and the GE Proton 7, but after that, Once Human doesn't support those anymore, nothing, it's just started not working anymore. That's the thing. So yeah, pretty much done with the dungeon now. Let's see, let's check the loading. And actually, if we didn't do the log off log in this one, the loading for this game may take at least 4 to 5 minutes. Yes, but since we do the log off log in, probably around 2 to 3 minutes. That's the thing. So a lot of loading times, and then after this one we still need to teleport back at our home, and that is another loading. Yes, apparently that's how it really works, and that's how I really did it. And as by the way, regarding the monoliths that I have done so far is the Ravenous Hunter and the Trent. I still haven't done the Shadowhound, the Arachnaceum, and the Forsaken Giant. But if by any case something is wrong with those monoliths, I think I'll just let you guys know as well. But I haven't tried them yet first, so as you can see, it's already lagging, or at least loading. See? Oh god. Just bringing up the map is really a chore. You have to be a saint. You have to have the patience of a saint if you wanted to play this game, especially in open world. Now, also, you might be wondering, hey DOE, if the log off, log in works, like removes the lag at some point, won't that work in the open world? The answer for that one would be yes and no. Again, when you do the log off, log in, it will make the game run smoother at a certain area. I think it's a place where in the initial loading of the game, it will load the game, or it will load the area. However, once you move away at a certain point, the game will start to lag as it loads other assets. So yeah, that's the thing. I actually even did that at some point in town, and yes, that actually happened. However, there was this one time that I tried farming the open world. However, it's not worth it because you could only farm one house. What I did is I will farm that house and then go to a spot where it is safe, where there are no enemies, and then log off in the game and then play something else. And then probably after a couple of hours, I'll go back and then try to see if the resources have spawned. That's what I did, and it was actually not worth it. It would be more worth it if you just do different silos and then do different monoliths at the same time. And as you can see, we are still loading, and yeah, it's still taking that long because even if it does this load, when it does load the area, I think that it doesn't load everything. It still lags, or at the very least it will lag at some point. For example, you turn, you lag, you open a menu, it lags. So that's how it is. So let's just wait for this one to load, because apparently it's really taking long, and apparently that's the thing that I had to go through every time I do silos. There are even sometimes I even, like, when I do a silo, I will just teleport at home and then log off in the game and then play something else. And then I'll just need to take note that when I play the game again, I need to, like, disassemble my stuff, put some of the stuff in the storage, repair. Okay, so here we are. So as you can see, yeah, it runs smooth for probably 2 seconds, and now it lags again. That's how harsh it is. Now, if by any chance you wanted this to be smooth again, all you need to do again is that you need to log off in the game and then log back in. So that would make the house area a bit smoother. However, if you prolong your house chores in the game, for example, you're trying to redecorate your house, or adding new items, or adding new furniture, or moving furniture even, it will start to lag eventually. So, but the thing is, it's safe there, so all you need to do is log off the game and then log back in. So as you can see, it's frigging lagging. I'm just trying to disassemble stuff and it just doesn't want me to do so. Holy shit. Okay. Yep. As simple as opening the storage crate. It really lags, guys. So it would be much better if you just teleport at home, log off, then log in, and then everything will be fine. Everything will be normal. So that is if you don't want to deal with this kind of lag, that is. Oh god, and I still have a lot of stuff that I need to put in the storage. However, I think I'm going to I think I skipped that one here because my only purpose is really just to show you guys how Once Human work on the Steam Deck on a SteamOS on this year, or at the time of the recording, and in this year of 2025. So apparently it's still run like hell. It doesn't really make any difference like from the last year. Holy shit. And I'll be honest, if it is not for that guy in ProtonDB who made that launch options, I'm pretty much sure that this game will be virtually unplayable on the Steam Deck. It will always be like that. Because when I still remember the time when it started to lag, there's really no point of it being able to play it as smooth. Okay. So I really made this space especially for Rebecca. However, she's not here. But I think she's gonna respawn here later. Oh god. Yeah, it lagged in this part, guys, so there's really nothing I can do. Oh boy. So yeah, I guess that will be pretty much it for this one. So this is the state of Once Human on the Steam Deck on a SteamOS in 2025. Still shitty. It just if you really wanted to play it, you really have to deal with this lag, and you need to put that launch option. I'll be leaving that on the descriptions for those who wanted to still, for those who are like eager to play this game, or they really wanted to play this game just as much as I do. If you're willing to put yourself into that torture and playing only silos and monoliths, then this will be it for you. So yeah, that will be pretty much it. Hello everybody, this is DOE, the editor, and I know, I did say that this is an uncut video, but hear me out first. So it is technically still an uncut video because I'm not gonna tamper with anything about the video. I'm just going to squeeze this little episode that I created because apparently I didn't show much of the gameplay footage of the open world in Once Human, so I decided to create one that will be scratching or starting from scratch, which is this one. We will not start inside the world immediately, but we will start in the main menu of the Steam Deck so that we will see. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this one already. The reason for that one is because I wanted to show you guys that I did this from the start, and so I didn't do any kind of magic hoopla or anything, so that you guys would also have an idea of what the gameplay in the open world would be in Once Human using the Steam Deck with the SteamOS in 2025. Oh god, I do apologize for that one. So yeah, I just wanted to show it to you guys, so let's just go ahead and wait for it to load. Oh, again, this is pre-recorded, so yeah, some of my words may not align, but I will try my best to edit this one right for you guys, so kindly bear with me. So let's go ahead and just wait for a little while. Oh my god, I'll be really honest. I really hope that Starry Studios or NetEase is gonna catch wind of this video and see how horrible the Once Human runs on the Steam Deck. So yeah, let's go ahead and start this one. So let's just don't show this again today, because I really have no plans in buying their skins. I mean, their skins are awesome, but nope, that's a nope for me. Okay, let's start the game, and I'll show it to you guys. What I'm gonna do is I'll be running. I will try to farm Red Sands, or at least the town in Red Sands. I just forgot the name, but I did mark them on my map, and it was like the houses that I usually pass in my run. So I'm just gonna do that same thing, and I'll let you guys, for you to guys to see. Oh my god, believe me guys, I wasn't even able to make it past to the second house, but for two reasons. One is lag, two, there's enemies. So the thing is, when lag and enemies collide, you might as well just put down your controller and call it a day. That's the thing. Okay, so as you can see, we just booted up at our house here, or in my house, or in my character's house, that is. So it kinda lags a little when I make a turn, especially when I get to see the other players' houses. So I have a feeling that they have a lot of stuff in their house, assets that my Steam Deck is trying to load. And let's go ahead and move forward. As you can see, there are consistent frame drops. I really don't need a counter for this one. We can already tell it's below 30, so that's the thing. So let's just move some more. And as you can see, frames are just dropping and dropping. My hunch for this one, I'm not so sure. Probably memory leak. Probably due to the Proton, because apparently Proton 7 and Proton 6.8 just doesn't work on the Steam Deck or for Once Human anymore. It's always getting the wrong DLL, wrong DLL inputs, something like that. And apparently there's really no way, or there was still no workaround on this one. And yes, as you can see there, nope, I didn't do anything. I didn't pause. It lagged. Yep. As you can see, half a frame per second. Oh my god. The Tiger handheld electronics. You know what? We can't compare it to that. But anyway, so this is the first house that I usually farm. Oh, by the way, one more reason why I wasn't able to complete my farming here is because my armor can't withstand the pollution level, so I'm always like down to my lowest life to the last hit. But that doesn't really matter, because as you can see, the frames are just one digit. Oh god, fuck. You know what, when in Manibus Novice, and I think even the Manibus normal, those enemies were not around in that place, and they just put it there. And if I remember even correctly, in the past year, if they stop like that, you can still attack them and kill them. However, the thing is, when they're in an inanimate, when they are in an inanimate stance, they are immune to damage. So holy shiza. And again, holy shiza, because look at that frames, look at the lag. It's just horrendous. I don't really see how anyone could play this. Actually, even I can't do it. The only reason that sometimes I could farm there is if I play it through mobile, but even my mobile can't handle it as much. But the thing that just angers me is that in its initial release last July, it was working perfectly. It was working fine. It worked fine for like how many months? 4 months or something, until their patch in October, I think October or November, The moment that they no longer support Proton 7, that is the time that everything once human on the Steam Deck has fallen apart. And now I'm dead, as you can see. Yep, as you can, and apparently even dying in this game is just too, it just gives too much lag. And dying in this game makes the game load like for 5 hours. Well, that's too exaggerated, I know, but actually probably not less than 3 minutes, or at least 3 minutes of loading time. That is always what happens. That's why, oh man, it's just too sad for me. It's just too sad for a once human, for a person who loves this game, once human, just can't play it on the platform that I wanted to. And I know, guys, that you might be saying that why not just get a Win Deck, or why not just dual boot your Steam Deck. The thing is, I just love SteamOS so much, and based on the feedback that I've been hearing from our community, putting Windows on the Steam Deck is not really such a good idea because it is a bloated OS. That's what they always say. Now we're back, so you already saw the horrors of that. Now back to the regular programming. I hope Starry Studios would see this video, and I really hope that they do something to optimize the game. But anyway, so that's pretty much it for me. Thank you so much for tuning in on this one, and as always, keep safe and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye for now.